What's up, everyone? It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to introduce to you my guest for today. He is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Will Ospreay. Will, it's nice to have you on.
Thank you very much. You've got my favorite snooty on. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's go. All right. So, Will, I know you have a busy schedule, man. You were just in Japan. Now you're back home in the UK. How do you do it? So many promotions, so many matches, bouncing back and forth. How do you balance the busy schedule?
I just don't really know how to do that. I just do it. I don't know. Just you look at the plane ticket, don't you? You look at it, you go there, sorted.
Get it all done. You're just like go, go, go all the time. In terms of your body, though, how do you give yourself time to heal?
No, I mean, I don't feel that bad, to be fair. 2023, I had one major injury with my pec, but it was no surgery needed, and then I was able to come back, and I haven't really had any problems with it. I feel fine. I feel great. It is hard. Not everyone can do it. There's a reason why I'm at the level that I am at, but I feel great. I mean, I could feel like I could do it a couple more years, no issue. But time to go for AEW now, isn't it? It's time to do it. Just doing it one place now.
It's going to be awesome, man, to get to see just everything that you've done in the last couple of years, even just this year, 2023, was phenomenal for you. And then going into 2024 and, you're talking about the level at which you're at. This year alone, 2023, 8 of your matches were rated 5 or more stars for you. And now being 32 matches in total of yours have been rated 5 or more stars. For you to be able to have that sort of accomplishment, man, what does it mean to you?
I mean, I love the fact that people love matches like that. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, then that is your cup of tea. I'm never going to turn down a compliment. We all love a compliment. But look, it's one guy's opinion. If people enjoy my matches, people enjoy my matches. I'm glad that people enjoy them. They're whatever. If that's your thing, star ratings are your thing, it's your thing. I'm very thankful for them.
What do you think makes, in your opinion, what do you think makes a great wrestling match? Because you've had so many, and like you said, depending on whose person's opinion it is, but there's always that one thing. What is that one thing for you?
Oh, no, you know what I mean? I just got I don't know. It's experience. It's the guys that you've gone against. It's learning how to pick from other people, but not outright steal. It's a process in learning how to do these style of matches. But these might not be everybody's taste. How I wrestle is a lot different to how a Jay White would wrestle. It's just we've got different flavors of ice cream, and that's the beauty of it. There's so much ice cream out there for everybody to eat. I keep saying ice cream now, and I just really want to eat that ice cream in the freezer.
You got the ice cream, you got the sweater hoodie, a mix of both worlds, a perfect balance.
Oh, I mean, I'm always comfortable. When I'm home, I'm comfy. You know what I mean? I need to be comfy.
Yes, exactly, man. I don't blame you. I wish I could be in my sweater hoodie all day, man. So I want to go ahead and dive into TNA and just a lot of the stuff that's going down with them. And obviously you're going to be part of that, for their upcoming show, Snake Eyes. So I want to start off by asking you, in the last, year and a half, we've been seeing this renewed relationship between TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling. How did you feel when this relationship started, and how did it feel for you to be able to go back and actually get to wrestle with TNA Wrestling?
I mean, it's always I always love it when wrestling companies work alongside one another, because then there's chances to give fans these incredible matches that they thought they'd never ever see. Getting to go over to do, I mean, let's be fair, it was Impact. So, there is a difference, right? That's what we're all telling people. But going over to Impact, it was, I can't tell you how much of a blessing it was. It was so lovely. That roster back there is so, it's a unit. It's a proper unit of guys. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to wrestle in front of their fans and to receive their appreciation, and being able to do the Mike Bailey match and the Josh Alexander match. They're 2 of my favorite matches of 2023. They've got such an incredible roster. I'm so excited for them for this year. I think they're on the right streak. They've got the right guys behind them. Like, I'm really excited for what they can come up with to separate themselves from the other two.
So, okay, you mentioned the match with Speedball Mike Bailey. My God, the second that match was announced, everybody was like, holy shit, like this is happening. And getting to watch that match, man, the thing that I was thinking about this was just seeing how fast you guys were both moving. And every time one of you would hit a strike, I thought, oh, there's no way the other one's going to be able to get it back. Then the other person gets it back and you hit it even harder. I loved watching that match. You mentioned it was one of your favorites. When you go back and watch your matches, like, what's that experience like for you?
When I watch it back, I always try and like find like the flaws within my work. But the main thing that I do is I look at the reactions of the audience, and this is actually what wrestlers should do nowadays: is they should watch their matches back and see what the audience are like and what they didn't like, why they didn't like it, what could you do to change what they like. Because regardless of what you do inside the ring, it is also like it's a concert. And if the audience aren't playing along with the music that you're playing, then like there's something amiss. Like the audience are the biggest instrument in your band, so incorporate them. And watching it back with Bailey, I was very proud of that. Like, I think the pair of us put a lot of expectation on ourselves because the fans did it for us. Thanks, guys. And we wanted to deliver more than ever, especially. I feel like there was something that was with TNA or Impact. There was something brewing where they kind of needed something to push it over the edge, and then like not only just the match, but the entire event of Bound for Glory. And then to top it off by saying, "Hey, we're going back to TNA." I think like you couldn't ask for better momentum. Like you couldn't ask for like the best momentum possible. So like I keep saying it, man, but I'm real excited for him. I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be very cool. Obviously, getting to see Hard to Kill, Snake Eyes right afterwards, and then everything else that they continue to do for the rest of the year is definitely going to be very, very fun. You're going to be having a match against Josh Alexander at Snake Eyes, and this is going to be your second time in the having this match. For you, like you mentioned earlier, again, putting over Josh Alexander, he also has done this extraordinary body of work, especially when he was a champion. To mix it in with guys like Josh Alexander, what are your thoughts heading into the matchup?
I mean, we all know right now this is probably 9 times out of 10 probably going to be my last TNA appearance. So now to go against Josh Alexander, like this is his test now for him to see, because what TNA need, every company has a world beater, every single one. You could say like with WWE, you could say it's Roman. With AEW, you could say it's Kenny. With New Japan, maybe it was me. Like, we need to find out who your world beater is. And I think this is his ultimate test because he's got one shot at this. He's got one shot to put down the best wrestler in the world today. And that's the main thing is like, even though I am going to AEW, I care about the next step of what TNA is going to go through. So they need a guy who is willing to like take it and to be their guy, the world beater. So this is Josh Alexander's big chance now to like just go for it and just to try your head against the best in the world and see if you can put your shoulders to the mat.
Dang, I really love that because it's true. Every company does have that one guy. And to get to see Josh Alexander, in this matchup with you and to continue to prove that he definitely could be that guy or is that guy, however people want to look at it, is pretty spectacular. Now, I do want to get your thoughts on the fact that TNA has had a bigger number of UK talents joining up on their roster. I think given a little bit of the way that the UK scene has sort of started to once again, rise up for you. What does it mean to see, all of these talents like Trent Seven, Subculture, so many of these people get to be part of the TNA roster?
I mean, it speaks volumes about our country anyway. Our country has produced some of the best wrestlers known to man, and that goes for everybody that you just mentioned there. Like Trent Seven is one of the most charismatic individuals I've ever met in my entire life. Flash and Mark and Danny are like 3 individuals like that I would never really put together, but they seem to make it work, especially as Flash and Andrews as a tag team. I think offer something completely unique and different. And Danny is on such a hot streak of matches. She just had this match against Alex at Rev Pro and is now crowned the British Women's Champion. Sorry, and our country, Leon Slater's going there as well. And like, I mark my words, 5 years that kid will be the best wrestler in the world. Like, he is without a shadow of a doubt one of the like. I always like when somebody new comes in, they always go like, "Oh, that kid like looks up to you or whatnot," right? And it's always flattering. And then just seeing him and being like, "How old was he?" And then they tell me when he's miles better than what I was at that age. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how scary it is. Like, I know I had like ability when I was 18 years old, right? But I never thought I would be like this level. So seeing him and he had way, like, it's not even a joke, it's like way much more potential than I had. Like 5 years time, he will be the best wrestler in the world.
Man, that's a real big testament, especially obviously coming from you. So that's freaking huge. All right, so Will, I know that not only you're, obviously as a professional wrestler, you're clearly a fan of professional wrestling too. So we are ushering in this new era, moving on from Impact Wrestling, going back to TNA Wrestling, but the new version of it. And like you mentioned, this is probably going to be one of the last bouts that you get to do with them, at least for the time being. When you think back to some of your favorite moments and matches as a fan of TNA Wrestling, like what are some of those moments for you?
Oh, just the AJ Styles, Christopher Daniel, Samoa Joe. They all like it forever lives in my mind. Like watching that as a 14-year-old kid, you will never understand like the emotions. I remember having like all my friends around, and like we didn't plan on watching wrestling. It was literally it just came on, and all of us just wanted to be wrestlers because of that match and because of what TNA did. Like they filled in such a market and became so different and so unique. And to see some of my favorite wrestlers go through TNA is like it's a testament to what they did. And it's a testament to it going forward. Like it can be done again. We can spark like a whole new generation of guys, a whole new generation of TNA kids. That's what I want. Like I was a TNA kid. Like, and I really hope like there's going to be like 14-year-old kids that just watch, like they'll just channel flick. And whether it's Ace Austin and Chris Bay, or whether it's Josh Alexander, whether it's Eric Young, whether it's Giselle Shaw, or like whatever it's like any of those guys, like I want them to like inspire a brand new TNA kid. Like I want that more than anything.
I don't know if that's already a t-shirt, but it needs to be a t-shirt. I was a TNA kid.
Yeah, but like it was like, oh God, I love TNA so much. I just thinking about it, man, it was so sick. The Hexagon ring was great. Like just the X division in itself, like just game changers, man. Game changers.
Hell yeah, man. All right. So I do want to go ahead and get one more question in before we move on to our lightning round portion. And that is that 2023. I mean, man, you had so many major moments. You signed with AEW. You wrestled at All In. I mean, that was freaking crazy. Your Wrestle Kingdom 17 match with Kenny Omega, Forbidden Door with Kenny Omega. That's just a couple of stuff. When you think of your year in 2023, what were your absolute favorite things about it? And how do you expect to top it with 2024?
I had no expectation going into 2023. Like after the Kenny match, I kind of just thought I'm just going to take every opportunity that I could get and just stretch myself out as much as I could and challenge myself because the world opened up at 2023. Like the pandemic had vanished. And I felt like I was ready to test myself against the world. But like nothing, and I really do mean this, man, like nothing will ever feel as good walking down Wembley Stadium. Like nothing, like in my entire existence of feeling like when there was wrestling in the UK that I was trying to rebuild, I was sometimes in venues with 200 people. And people messaging me all the time being like, you don't need to be doing these shows, and just being like, I want to do these shows. I want to do this because like I've loved my country's wrestling scene for so long. Like I still do love it. Love being a part of it so much. and but feeling like maybe I'm not as big or not as known, and maybe like there's a reason why it's only 200 in the audience. Maybe like it's your stuff in Japan's good, but on a grander stage, no one knows who you are. And walking down that ramp and hearing 81,000 people sing the song, like, you know what I mean? People are singing it. So like, and even if they like don't know who I am, or like even if it was like half didn't know, right? But then everyone's gonna go home being like, "Oh, I like that song that people were singing." Like, do you know what I mean? And just having the British flag on my shoulder and walking down representing every company that ever gave me an independent booking, every person that wrestled me on the shores, everyone that ever like backed me in any way, having my mum, my dad, my missus, my child, her family, my family and friends, all there for like one of the greatest moments that not only just in my career but in my life, man. That will never ever like not stay with me.
It's incredible. I think like just like getting to see that moment, I could only imagine like, you hearing you saying right now what it meant to you, but like even just seeing you like come out, like you can see it in your expression, you can see it in your work in the match, and you can see it in your expression afterwards. And of course, I can't wait to see what you're going to continue to do with AEW. All right, so we got a couple of minutes left. I want to go ahead and do a quick little lightning round game where I ask you some random questions and you answer them however you please. So here we go. Question number 1. Do you have a pre or post match rituals?
No, I don't have any rituals. No, just stretch one leg, stretch the other, get out
there. Question number 2. What match do you think you have been the most nervous for?
Both of them. And like anxiety with that one. I hated it. With both of them, honestly, like I was like having panic attacks because I was like, oh, it's too much pressure.
Oh my God. But you know what, though? You came through, man. Question number 3. Who do you think has the coolest finishing move in wrestling? And you can't say yourself.
Ah! I like Jeff's Tour of the Islands. There's such a fun move to just watch anyway.
So good, man. I love him. Question number 4. If you weren't a pro wrestler, what do you think you would be doing for a living?
Stripper.
All right. Question number 5. Who are your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time?
AJ Styles, Amazing Reds, Eddie Guerrero, of all time, Hayabusa, Naomichi Marufuji.
Nice. Question number 6. Whenever you're not wrestling or traveling, how do you spend your downtime?
My missus and my stepson.
Lovely. Question number 7. What do you use for entertainment while you're traveling? Any movies, shows, podcasts, music, anything like that?
I like these guys called Wrestling. They're YouTube and podcasting. They discuss wrestling. I love them. Really want to give them a big shout out. I love watching films. Like I'm watching all the Mission Impossible films.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I love Mission Impossible. Yeah.
That's great. Question number 8. How would you rate your Japanese?
4 out of 10.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
I can hold a conversation, a basic one, but nothing of the rest.
Oh, all right. Question number 9. Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Explain to me the difference again.
So the introvert is a person who's more shy and keeps to themselves, and an extrovert is a person that's like, woo, life of the party.
Extra.
Got it. And last one, question number 10. What is something you're currently obsessed with?
Biscoff biscuits.
Ooh, oh, that sounds good. All righty, there you go. Will, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me ahead of everything that's going down with you. And also thank you so much for playing this game. Before we wrap up, like let the people know where they can follow you, where they can watch you and all of that.
Yeah, it's at Will Ospreay, and Ospreay is Ospreay. A lot of people get it mixed up. They either give only the A or only the E, but that's a bird and not my name. Even though I wrestle like I'm a bird. Appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Of course, thank you so much to Will Ospreay, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you, everyone.